Eros and Psyche. Psyche was the most beautiful Grecian princess among all three princesses. People talked and admired her beauty until this matter annoyed goddess Aphrodite, who always thought that no one was more beautiful for such admiration other than herself. She just couldn't stand it, up to the point ordering her own son, Eros or Cupid, to cast a misfortune upon Psyche. An obedient son Eros was, without any objection toward his mother's ill intention, then left to visit Psyche while she was sleeping. At first, he was told to sprinkle a potion on Psyche, which made her unable to find a husband despite her beauty and kindness. He did it. However, once he took a good look at her, he instantly fell in love. After unconsciously got a prick on his own love arrow, which was actually meant for his second task, to make Psyche fall in love with a horrible monster who lived by the sea. He flew away and failed to do the rest of the task because he didn't want Psyche to end up with someone else other than him. The potion worked, and Psyche indeed had difficulties to find her soulmate. Her dad, the Grecian king, got so worried about her, then went to the oracle, who could foresee the future. The oracle, which was already influenced by Aphrodite, told the king to bring Psyche to the cliff near the sea and left her standing alone to accept her tragic destiny to be married with the monster who lived there. Otherwise, disaster would fall upon the whole kingdom. With a heavily burdened heart, the king brought Psyche there and really left her alone. Psyche cried and helplessly accepted her fate, when suddenly Zephyr, the soft wind, gently lifted her up and brought her to a magical palace. He whispered to her, "This is your home now, and your husband is waiting for you inside." Psyche walked and walked to find the room so dark and barely see anyone until she heard a deep, manly voice spoke to her. "Hello, Psyche. Starting today, I'm your husband. But one important thing that you should remember, you cannot see my face, nor my appearance, or ask anything about it." Psyche stayed silent. Days gone by, and the mysterious husband, who only came by the night, surprisingly treated her very gently and warm. She felt happy and even more curious because as their bodies touched each other, she didn't feel him as if he had a monster's body, but a soft, warm skin as hers. Well, her husband was in fact Eros, who tried to disguise himself from her and hide this fact from his mother Aphrodite for secretly marrying Psyche. Until one day, Psyche missed her family too much, she asked Eros' permission to meet them. He granted her her wish. She was so happy, but her two jealous sisters tried to ruin her happiness by telling her that her husband is a monster in disguise who will eat her when the time is right. They told Psyche to prepare a lantern and a knife and came to her husband to see the real him. If he was indeed a monster, then she can kill him directly. And so, the full of doubt Psyche did what her sisters told her to do. She silently walked with the lantern and a knife toward her sleeping husband, only to find out how handsome he was and stand there being amazed by him. Eros woke up and shocked to see her, especially with the knife she was holding in her hand. He abruptly flew away. From there, got angry and said, "You broke the rules. We shall never meet again, forever." Psyche tried to chase him and apologize for being a fool, but she failed and deeply regret for what she had done. She begged and prayed endlessly for some time in Aphrodite temple until the goddess came in front of her. Aphrodite told Psyche to do some seemingly impossible task before she could ever forgive her. The first task was to separate the grains based on its own type from piles of mixed grains only in one night. Psyche became desperate to see how impossible it was for her to do so. Eros then silently sent an army of ants to help her out, and she finally managed to finish it sooner. Aphrodite got on her nerve seeing this and told her to do the next task, which to collect a golden fleece from a special herd of sheep near the river. Then the god of river whispered to her to wait until midday, and those sheep sought shade from the sun and got sleepy. So when Psyche took the fleece, they won't be harmful for her. Aphrodite got angrier and accused her of getting some helps, which she was unknowingly got it. The goddess then told her to do the third task, which was to take a cup of water from River Styx up on a very high hill. She thought to herself it was impossible and nearly losing her spirit when suddenly an eagle took the cup, flew up, and brought the water in it for her. Aphrodite had lost her temper from all the results. She finally drew her last straw to put an end to Psyche. She didn't want Eros to be together with her. She told Psyche to visit Persephone, Hades' wife, god of the underworld or hell. She was told to ask Persephone a box which contained a part of her beauty secret. The goddess gave Psyche the box and warned her not to open it until it was safely delivered to Aphrodite. But Psyche got too curious and picked on the box, which contained nothing but only darkness. The effect, however, made her unconscious because it was not a beauty box, but a deadly soul devourer box instead. Eros, who has been silently following his wife from the start, got so panicked and tried to wake her up, but failed miserably. He then pleaded to Zeus to intervene by describing his love for his wife so eloquently until Zeus agreed to help and grant his wish. Psyche was given a cup of ambrosia, an immortal drink, and Zeus blessed Eros and Psyche in eternal marriage. They lived in Olympus and had a daughter named Pleasure.